everyone. My name is Anna Kepshire, and I am the owner of KEP Training. And I am so excited and pleased to do an interview with my girlfriend, Nichole Compton. Nichole has been a lawyer for 16 years. She is the ultimate girl boss. She's a business coach. She has been an extern judge for a number of years, and she's run for judge for a couple of times, as well as she is a mother and a grandmother and just an amazing overall person. And I know she wants your vote and your donations. So let's get this interview going. So welcome, Nichole. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well. I need to take you everywhere I go. You are good at this.
Well, you know what? I just like to, when I have great people, it's easy to do great introductions. So let me get started by first asking, why is running for judge so important to you?
Running for judge is important to me, not just anywhere, but Louisville is my home. I mean, my family's here, my church, my businesses, my history and my future are in this city. Everything that I do, my heart has always been here and searching for ways that I can serve and ways to make things better. So with my skill sets and my diverse experience, my well-rounded legal career, this is the best way that I know how to serve my community at this time. So, we've all noticed the recent climate of Louisville and things that have happened in our city. And I think now is a great time to ensure that we make our courts better. I mean, they're good, but there is always room for improvement. I want to keep and rebuild the trust of Louisville and its citizens in our judicial process, in our court system. And I'm very well qualified and uniquely positioned to do just that. I've never sat on the sidelines and complained about anything without looking to be part of the solution.
Well, let's expand on that. Talk about what, being diverse and what that brings to the table. Because, so often we see one demographic represented and not the other demographics. And I think that is something you bring to the table that is missing with other candidates.
Well, in the history of Louisville and in the history of America, period, diversity has always been a touchy subject, right? But the truth of the matter is, diversity on the bench benefits everyone, period. Louisville, we're champion for our rich cultures, our breadth of diversity within our citizens. Like no two neighborhoods in Jefferson County are the same. You have the Highlands, which is unique from Newburgh, the West End, J-Town, PRP, St. Matthews, Nulu, like no one neighborhood is exactly like the other. And that's what makes us wonderful. But our courts and our bench really should reflect the same diversity as our city does. And currently, it doesn't. I mean, it's no secret I'm the only candidate who's a person of color in my race. But, with my legal acumen, my qualifications, I'm the perfect candidate. But then when you add to that my life experiences that make me relatable to the citizens and the voters of our city, I am uniquely positioned to bring a fresh perspective to the bench and to keep our citizens confident in this process. If you let me, I can share briefly an example of just exactly how diversity benefited court one day.
Oh, I would love to.
So as you stated, I served as a judicial extern to a wonderful judge during law school, loved her. An issue arose one day on a major case, and the judge needed research on a topic that was the crux of the case. And she asked me to help, but I didn't have to research, although I did. I gave her the data, but I thoroughly understood the topic. I understood how it worked within the context of the case and how it worked together with the law that was being applied because I had lived it. I still gave the judge, like I said, the data and the information, but that day I was able to save the court valuable time in the research and understanding by being able to explain it due to having personal knowledge and experience afforded to me because I had a different background than she did and that other judges on the bench would have. So having said that, though, the most important traits for a judge are that they are fair, that they maintain integrity, and that they can be just. And so I know that I will be just the judge to do that. I'll be just that. I'll adjudicate each case before me fairly. I'll do it with integrity and on the merits, no matter who is in my court or who comes before me on a case.
Wow, Nichole, that is so inspiring. And honestly, like, sign me up. I can't wait to vote for you. But with that being said, we need to raise funds for you. And that is so important. And that's one of the reasons why we're here. And just hearing your passion and your excitement and what you bring to the table, like, it's something that we need to make happen. So let's tell the audience, like, how important those donations are and what they can do to help you, contribute to running and getting that seat, because we want to make that happen. I mean, this diversity needs to happen, and you are the perfect person.
Thank you. So this race is a little different than the last two times that I ran. I'm running for Circuit Court Judge Division 9 in Jefferson County, which was vacated by the Honorable Judith McDonald Bergman. She retired a little early, which left a year on her seat, a year on her term. So the Governor Kepshire, will be appointing somebody to take her place for the remainder of her term. But I am also running for the same seat and on the ballot in November of 2022. And it looks like, because of the number of opponents, I'll have a primary in May. Now, I set a personal goal to raise $22,000 by Wednesday. The reason I set that goal is because on this Wednesday, I will be interviewed by the Judicial Nominating Commission, who is a body of individuals, attorneys, and the public, and chaired by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. They will interview different candidates who were nominated and applied for the appointment. I know, because I am the only one in my race who has ran before, that having that money matters. We have to be able to pay for yard signs. We have to be able to pay for the t-shirts we give away,
TV ads,
literature, for ads on TV and social media marketing, all of that stuff costs. And I don't think many people don't understand just how much it costs. With the appointment, I know that they will be looking for somebody to appoint that is not only easy to appoint because they're qualified, but is also electable, somebody that can hold the seat, that knows how to run a campaign and knows what it takes to win each term. And so my personal goal was that much, because the first time I ran, I believe I only raised about 25,000. It was really less than that. But on that, I was able to take every penny, and I was grateful for every penny that I raised, and even my money that I put in. And so I didn't waste any of it. And where I lacked in the funding, I picked up in hard work. But the money I'm not going to stop being a hard worker. My dedication has not waned, nor has my enthusiasm. But I know if I go into this interview and I can show I have support, and in not just people saying, I'll vote for you, but to actually put their money where their mouth is, it will help. So
people and businesses too, right? I mean, businesses need to contribute.
Well, businesses technically cannot contribute.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
The business owners can.
Okay.
So you can have donations of up to $100 in cash or anonymous. But if it's $100.01, then we have to report who gave the money. And I will say this, some people are kind of uncomfortable because it asks your occupation and employer. And even if you're a self-employed person or business owner, you have to put something down. That's just the election finance rules. But an individual can contribute up to $2,000 a person. So if you are a business owner, you cannot write a company check or a corporate check, but you can write a personal check You can take a draw from your company and write a personal check. You can pay it with a credit card or a debit card. I've tried to make it as easy as I can for people.
And then we'll put the link to donate in the, we can put it, we don't have it in the chat box, but we have the website, and we'll get everybody the information so they can, quickly make their donation so we can make this happen, because we have 2 days. That's basically $7,000-8,000 a day, but we can manifest it. So everybody out there, share, like and share. It is so important on social media to share it, but also to like it, because that's how we get more and more views, and that's how more people see it, and that's how more people donate. And we really need to make this happen, not just for Nichole, because she's an amazing friend of mine, but really for our community, because what she brings to the table is like no one else. I mean, it truly is a gift to us to have her appointed as our judge and working for us.
So the easiest way to contribute, and I have two things to say. So the easiest way for people to contribute, there's a QRC code.
Oh yeah.
If you snap it, it takes you right to the site and you can donate there. Or you can text my last name, Compton, to 801-801. And so if you do either one of those, it brings up the site. You can also go to comptonforjudge.com. And so you can. But one of the things that I was going to say, a judge friend of mine in my kickoff, she said something that I think is important for people to know. I have a lot of people say, I only come out to vote for presidential elections. I don't do anything in the off years. But the truth of the matter is, you may never meet the president. You may not even ever meet the mayor or your senator, but the person that you are the most likely to see as an elected official is a judge. And that doesn't mean that you have to be a criminal and you're a defendant in a case. It may be that you're the victim in the case, or you're a plaintiff on behalf of your business, or a family member is involved. Those things matter. And I recently had somebody else also say, well, if I'm not in Jefferson County, why should I care? If I'm not a citizen of Kentucky, why does it matter? A really good example happened to a friend of mine in January. He doesn't live here anymore, although he's from here. His daughter was in a really bad accident. There was a drunk driver who had no insurance and was from out of town. And so he hit her car that she was in, and everybody else walked away, but her intestines were severed, her spleen was messed up, she had broken bones, and she's a single mom. And so now she's having to figure out how she's going to put food on the table, who can help her with her children while she's hospitalized, and how does she make up for the loss of income? In the meantime, the guy who hit her, who was drunk on the scene, and and messed up the car and all of that, was given a $500 bond, which he paid. He cashed out, went back to the state that he was from, and we don't know if he'll appear back in court again. He didn't have insurance, so there was no insurance information for her to pay her medical bills. But the ultimate decision on the bond that was placed on that individual was solely up to a judge. And so judges matter, whether you intend to ever come to court or not, whether you live here or not. You may know somebody who's here. And even with some of the national cases that we see, with our laws, we have statutory laws, which our legislator gives us and acts, but we have what's called case law. And when novel cases and new cases and issues come up, and those are decided in our courts, that changes history, and it can have a ripple effect from court to court, state to state, especially if it goes all the way to the Supreme Court. So what's happening in another state does matter, and it just might affect what happens in your state or to your loved ones.
Well, that is so good to know, and hopefully that poor woman gets some sort of compensation. But like you said, if he walked away with slap on the wrist, right, which is basically a fine for littering, Oh, that's heartbreaking. Yeah, that is.
And when people come to me as an attorney because they know I do a lot of pro bono work, I give free seminars, I help girl bosses to start their businesses. I want to educate the people as much as I can so that they can advocate for themselves and understand the processes and the systems in our court, in our, as far as law. And so when people come to me with stories like that, and they're upset or they're mad about or disappointed about the actions of a judge or what happened in the case in court, the first thing I always asked was, did you get involved? It's just like I said earlier, I was taught you don't sit around and complain about something without being part of the solution. Don't come, my boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Don't come to me complaining. He even says it, don't come to me complaining. Come to me and tell me how you think it could be better, and let's have dialogue on how to fix it. So when people come to me and they complain, I ask, did you vote? Do you know who your judges are? Did you take the time to research, what their qualifications are, whether or not they treat people kindly and with respect? What is their demeanor? What is their background as far as work? Do you want somebody who's going to preside over your case that has never, ever seen that type of case or been in that courtroom, and then all of a sudden they're on the bench and they're deciding something that is so significant in your life?
That is so good to know. Like going back and just seeing the different groups. I mean, you're the only candidate that has ran before. And so you have that background and you have the experience and you have the diversity. I mean, this sounds like a no-brainer, people. Let's donate and vote.
Thank you. And so I am there this year on the ballot. All of the judicial races are on the ballot. So there are 17 district court divisions, 13 circuit court divisions, 10 family court divisions. In Jefferson County, we hold 2 seats on the Court of Appeals. Both of those judges are retiring and vacating their seats. So all of these are up for either re-election or their vacant seats. Mine is unique in that, one, is a vacant seat, but 2, that the governor will appoint before we ever get to elect. So whoever is appointed, which I'm praying is me because I'm the right choice,
You're manifesting it's going to happen.
Will serve until January of 2023. And then whoever's elected in November will take office in January 2023 for an 8-year term. So in my race, I'm the only one who has ran before, but there are a slew of other attorneys and candidates out there who are running for other offices, or other seats rather.
Okay, everybody, so timing is of the essence. I mean, so let's go ahead and make those donations today. What is it called? The QRC code?
QR code. The
QR code.
I think
yeah, it's over there. It's on that side.
Yep. So
that is the easiest way to do it.
You can scan it with your phone. It takes you directly to the site to contribute, or you can text the word Compton, which is my last name, COMPTON, to the number 801-801. It'll shoot you back a text that takes you to the same site. Or the third way is you can go to ComptonForJudge.com. And one of my teachers from high school, she said, well, I'm not really savvy with that whole online stuff. You can also send a check. You can send a check or a money order, and the address to do so is on the website. And my treasurer will even meet you and pick it up if you want to save a stamp.
Wow, that is dedication for sure. So everybody, and like Nichole said, it does matter if you are not in this community, that still, donating and, just getting the best person in office. And we know that is Nichole, and please, let's make this happen for her. The big day is Wednesday. And we can for sure, $12,000 left to go is really nothing, right? We can make it happen super quickly. We can all write checks. In fact, we all can access our debit cards, our PayPals, and we can make it happen. So do me a favor and make sure you like and click and share and write those checks and submit some funds. And let's go, Nichole, for judge.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. I know I'm glad I had a chance to answer your questions because there are many people who are wanting to know a lot of the same things. And so it helps me to get the word out there. Most people don't know a judge. You'll have to go before them, but to know a judge before you get there, you know, or to know a candidate. So I really urge, I know that I'm the best one for the job, but I know that when you start researching and seeing, you know, what others have to offer, that you'll come back and that you'll agree, and hopefully I'll have your support. So
you did amazing.
thank you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear the great news on Wednesday.
Oh, I'll be calling. I'm gonna woosah afterwards because everything is kind of leading up to this pivotal, you know, this moment of this interview. But we'll be celebrating and sending out announcements and stuff when we find out. But
okay, victory tour is coming, everybody. Well, thank you so much, Nichole, for your time. I so appreciate you, and we are family, and I love you.
I love you too, like a sister.
Aw, thank you so much.